You are awake. You are staring at the ceiling while the rest of the world is asleep. This is not the first time. In fact, it has become a pattern, a quiet, exhausting routine that you never asked for. You look at the digital clock on your nightstand. The numbers glow in the dark, 3:33 a.m. And in that exact moment, a heavy, quiet weight settles on your chest. It is the weight of a question you have been running from for months. How much longer? How much longer must I wait? In this quiet, cold room, how many more trials must I survive before something finally changes? You feel like you are trapped in a perpetual midnight, a season where the sun has forgotten how to rise, a season where everyone else's life seems to be moving forward, while yours is frozen in place. You have stood on the sidelines of other people's celebrations. You have smiled. You have congratulated them. But inside, you were fighting the quiet panic of a person who feels completely forgotten. Chosen one, I need you to listen to me very closely right now. Do not look away. Do not let your mind drift to your to-do list or your worries. This moment was scheduled, not by the algorithm that brought you here, but by the hand of the Father. The clock did not strike 3:33 a.m. by accident. It is a signpost, a spiritual marker in the realm of the unseen. And the message I have for you today is going to change the way you look at every tear you have cried in the dark, because the midnight you have been living in is not a permanent address. It was a test, and that test is officially over. Let's talk about the silence, because the silence is the hardest part of the test. When you pray and the room feels empty, when you cry out for direction and the only answer is the echo of your own voice, it is easy to assume that the silence means absence. It is easy to believe that because God is not speaking, God is not there. But that is the primary lie of the enemy. The enemy wants to use the quietness of your life to convince you that you have been abandoned. He wants you to believe that your faithfulness has been overlooked. But the truth is, silence is not abandonment. Silence is observation. In the classroom of the Spirit, the teacher is always silent during the test. When the exam paper is on your desk, the instructor does not lecture. They watch. They walk the aisles in silence, not to see you fail, but to see if you have learned the material. They are observing how you handle the pressure. Job chapter 23, verse 10 says, "But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold." He knows your way. He knows the path you walked when the lights were out and no one was watching. He knows the nights you wanted to quit, but chose to stay on your knees anyway. He was there. He was silent, but he was present. And the silence was the boundary of the test, a boundary designed to prove that your faith does not depend on the applause of men or the immediate comfort of circumstances. A test designed to show that you love the giver more than the gift. And now, the exam paper is being collected. The clock has struck the hour. In his rawest and most honest book, A Grief Observed, C.S. Lewis wrote about this exact silence. He wrote it after the death of his wife, a time when his world was shattered and his prayers felt completely unanswered. He wrote these words, "Go to him when your need is desperate, when all other help is in vain. And what do you find? A door slammed in your face and a sound of bolting and double locking on the inside. After that, silence. A slammed door, double locked, and then silence." This was C.S. Lewis, one of the greatest Christian minds in history, feeling the absolute silence of God. He did not pretend it was easy. He did not offer a cheap, shallow answer. He acknowledged the pain of the closed door. But Lewis also understood what was behind that closed door. He realized that the closed door is not a rejection. It is a boundary of preparation. Sometimes God double locks the door because if He opened it too early, you would walk into the room unprepared. You would walk into the opportunity with the old habits, the old insecurities, the old dependencies. He keeps the door locked until the person inside the hallway has changed. He keeps the silence until your ears are tuned to the whisper of His voice. Instead of the roar of the crowd, the silence is the safety lock on your destiny. It prevents you from entering what you are not yet stable enough to carry. And if you are in that hallway today, looking at a door that feels double locked, I need you to know this. The locks are not there to keep you out forever. They are there to keep you safe until the clock strikes the appointed hour. And that hour is closer than you think. 3:33 a.m. In the spiritual realm, 3 is the number of divinity. It is the number of completion. It is the signature of the Trinity. And when you see it repeated, 3, 3, 3, it is a declaration that the divine hand is locking in a decision. It represents the final hour of the night, the moment just before the first ray of light cuts through the darkness. It is the hour where the night feels the coldest, where the shadows seem the longest, where your body feels the most tired. But it is also the hour where the earth begins to prepare for the sun. The trial is ending. The evaluation is complete. The Father is looking at the report of your endurance, and He is writing a single word on the page: approved. You did not quit. You did not sell your integrity for a temporary escape. You stayed in the hallway. You waited at the locked door. And because you endured the test, the atmosphere of your life is shifting. The midnight is over. The dawn is breaking. And the crown that was promised to those who endure is being brought out of the heavenly treasury. It is time, chosen one. If you are reading this and you feel the weight of this word in your spirit, I want you to make a declaration right now. Do not hesitate. Do not let doubt rob you of this moment. Write these words in the comments. I endured the test. 4 simple words. I endured the test. Let the digital realm record your agreement. Let the angels register your declaration. Let the enemy hear that his attempt to make you quit failed completely. Write it now. I endured the test. And as you type those words, feel the weight of that midnight begin to lift. Because you are no longer just surviving. You are transitioning. You are moving from the hallway to the throne room. The test is over, and the crown is ready. While you were crying in the dark, heaven was not silent. Heaven was working. The Father was not ignoring your pain. He was using it. Every tear was a drop of water on the seeds of your destiny. Every moment of holy loneliness was a stretching of your capacity. You thought you were being punished, but you were being prepared. You thought you were being buried, but you were being planted. The gold does not complain to the fire while it is melting. It trusts the goldsmith. It knows that the heat is only there to separate the precious from the worthless. And you, chosen one, you have been in the furnace, but you did not burn. You refined. And now the goldsmith is looking at your reflection in the gold. He sees his face in you. The test has accomplished its purpose. Your character is stable. Your heart is clean. Your alignment is correct. And in the next act of this message, I am going to show you exactly what happens. When you step out of the fire, I am going to show you the nature of the crown that is being prepared for your head. And I will warn you about the final obstacle that will try to meet you at the door. Do not drift away. The dawn has broken, and the day belongs to you. Why has the fire been so hot? Why did the pressure have to reach a level that made you feel like you were breaking? You have asked these questions in the quiet moments when the tears were running down your face. You looked at the difficulty of your life and you thought, this is too much. This is beyond my strength. But I want you to understand something today about the economy of heaven. God does not waste pressure. He does not allow you to be tested beyond what you are capable of carrying, but He will test you to the absolute limit of your current capacity. Why? Because the weight of the crown requires the strength of the neck. You cannot place a heavy crown of authority on a weak, undeveloped character. If God gave you the promotion before the preparation, the weight of the blessing would crush you. The spotlight you are chasing would burn you. The trial you are complaining about today is actually the weight training for your elevation. Every day you stay faithful under pressure. Every day you choose integrity when compromise is easy. You are building the spiritual muscle necessary to carry the glory that is coming. James chapter 1 verse 12 says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life." Steadfast. It means unmovable. It means that when the wind blows, you do not bend. When the fire burns, you do not run, you stand. And you stand, not because you are strong in yourself, but because you are anchored in Him. The trial was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal what is truly inside you. Let's look at the fire. The enemy told you that the fire was sent to consume you. He told you that you were going to burn. But the Father had a different plan. The furnace of testing was not designed to destroy your identity. It was designed to destroy your dependencies. It was sent to melt away the things that would have ruined you. In the next season, it melted away the need for human approval. It melted away the reliance on your own strength. It melted away the hidden pride that whispered that you could do this alone. God does not perform a surgery to hurt the patient. He performs a surgery to save the life. He cuts away the tumor so that the body can heal. And the pain you felt during this trial was not the pain of destruction. It was the pain of the divine scalpel. He was removing the compromise before it could corrupt the crown. He was cleaning the foundation before He built the palace. If you are hurting today, do not mistake the surgeon's knife for the enemy's sword. The sword wants to kill you. The knife wants to cure you. Trust the hand that holds the blade. In Mere Christianity, C.S. Lewis explains this divine surgery using a simple, relatable metaphor. He talks about going to the dentist. He writes, "Our Lord is like the dentist. If you go to Him with a toothache, He will indeed stop the pain. But He does not stop there. He begins knocking your other teeth about. You wanted a quick fix, but He wants to rebuild your entire mouth. You wanted God to just fix the immediate problem. You wanted Him to pay the bill, to fix the relationship, to stop the loneliness. You wanted the quick fix. But God is not a cosmic vending machine. He is the master builder. He looks at you and says, I am not just curing your toothache, I am rebuilding your character. I am replacing the weak, decaying foundations of your life with something that will last for eternity. He will knock about the areas you thought were fine. He will challenge your hidden motives. He will expose your secret fears, because He is not interested in giving you a temporary patch. He is interested in giving you an imperishable crown. And the rebuild is painful. It feels like everything is being torn down. But do not fear the demolition. The architect only destroys the old house because he's preparing to build the temple. The surgery is almost over. The rebuilding is complete. Job chapter 23, verse 10 tells us the result of this surgery. When He has tried me, I shall come out as gold, not copper, not silver, gold, refined, pure, heavy gold. A character that cannot be bought by the enemy. A heart that cannot be distracted by the crowd. an anointing that cannot be shaken by the storm. You are no longer the person who entered the fire. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are deeper. The trial did not break you, it built you. And now, the gold is ready to be shaped. The crown is being fitted. Chosen one. If you believe that the fire has refined you, if you are ready to receive the authority that was forged in the secret place, I want you to declare it. Write these words in the comments. My crown is ready. 4 powerful words. My crown is ready. Let the spiritual realm hear your expectation. Let the Father see your faith. Write it now. My crown is ready. And as you type those words, stand a little taller. Remember who you are. You are not a victim of the fire. You are the gold that survived it. My crown is ready. But I must warn you, at the very threshold of your promotion, just as the fire is dying down, the greatest temptation will appear. It is not the temptation of the fire. It is the temptation of the shortcut. The enemy knows that the dawn is coming. He knows that your crown is prepared. And because he cannot stop God from promoting you, he will try to convince you to promote yourself. He will offer you a counterfeit wreath, a quick path to recognition, a way to escape the final minutes of the wait by compromising your standards. He will whisper, "You have waited long enough. Take this instead." But you must not touch it. You must not settle for the cheap imitation when the real weight of glory is minutes away. In the next act, I will show you the difference between the perishable crown of the world and the imperishable crown of the kingdom. I will show you how to recognize the trap at the threshold. Do not move. The test is in its final seconds, and your crown is waiting. At the gate of your new season stands a vendor. He is not sent by God. He is sent by the enemy of your soul. And in his hands, he holds a wreath. It looks beautiful. It is woven with bright green leaves and decorated with gold-painted thread. It catches the light. It looks like the reward you have been waiting for. But if you look closely, you will see that the leaves are already beginning to wither. The gold paint is already flaking off to reveal the decay underneath. This is the perishable wreath. It represents the shortcut. It represents the immediate promotion that requires you to compromise your calling. It is the job offer that pays more, but requires you to sell your integrity. It is the relationship that ends your loneliness, but requires you to compromise your values. It is the platform that gives you a voice, but forces you to speak lies. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25 says, "Now they do it to obtain a perishable crown, but we an imperishable. They do it for the perishable crown. They run the race of this world, chasing validation that will be forgotten by next week. They exhaust their souls for the applause of a crowd that will turn on them tomorrow. But you, chosen one, you were not designed to run that race. You were not created to chase the fading leaves of human recognition. You were called to inherit the imperishable crown, a crown of authority that does not rust, a crown of peace that cannot be taken by the storm, an anointing that does not depend on the vote of the room. But to receive the imperishable, you must refuse the perishable. You must walk past the vendor at the gate. You must look at the easy shortcut and say, "No, I did not survive the fire, just to settle for the mud." Let's talk about the trap of cheap recognition. When you've been in the dark for a long time, any light looks like the sun. When you've been ignored for years, any attention feels like promotion. And the enemy knows this. He knows that your soul is hungry for visibility. So he brings the counterfeit spotlight right at the end of the test. He does not bring it during the first week of the trial. He brings it in the final hour. He brings it at 3:33 a.m. When you are tired, when you are lonely, when you are wondering If God will ever move, He sets up a small, temporary stage and invites you to climb on it. He says, "Look, I can give you the audience now. I can give you the applause now. You don't have to wait for God. You don't have to stay in the furnace. Just bow your head slightly. Just bend your standards a little. Just sign this contract. Just agree to this compromise." It is a trap. It is the trap of cheap recognition. And if you climb on that stage, you will spend the rest of your life trying to keep the fake leaves from falling off your head. You will spend your energy maintaining an image instead of carrying an anointing. Do not sell your birthright for a bowl of soup. Do not trade the eternal crown for a temporary round of applause. The stage God has prepared for you is worth the wait. In The Weight of Glory, C.S. Lewis describes this tragic tendency of the human soul. He writes about how we settle for cheap small pleasures because we cannot conceive of the true joy that is waiting for us. He writes these famous words: "We are half-hearted creatures, fooling about with drink and sex and ambition, when infinite joy is offered us, like an ignorant child who wants to go on, making mud pies in a slum, because he cannot imagine what is meant by the offer of a holiday at the sea. We are far too easily pleased, far too easily pleased. We settle for making mud pies in the slum of human approval, when God is offering us a holiday at the sea of His glory. The perishable crown of this world, the likes, the status, the quick money, the cheap validation, is nothing but mud pies. It is dirt, it is temporary. And yet, we fight for it. We exhaust our spirits, trying to build a castle out of mud. Chosen one, you were not made for the slum. You were built for the ocean. You were built to carry a glory that makes the ambition of this world look like rubbish. Do not let the enemy convince you that the mud pies are all you deserve. Do not let your hunger make you settle for the slum. Throw away the mud, wash your hands. The holiday at the sea is calling. The true crown is waiting. Fidelity at 3:33 a.m. is the hardest kind of faithfulness. It is the faithfulness of the last minute, when the night is almost over, but the dawn is not yet visible. This is where the real division happens. This is where the crowd compromises and the chosen one endures. It is the decision to keep your hands clean when no one would know if you made them dirty. It is the decision to say, "I will wait for the Father's timing, even if it takes another month, even if it takes another year, because I know the value of what He is preparing. I will not wear a crown that was not placed on my head by His hands." If you are at that threshold today, if you are facing the vendor at the gate, I need you to take a stand. I need you to refuse the mud pies. I need you to announce to the spiritual realm that you are choosing the imperishable, chosen one. If you have made your decision, if you are walking past the counterfeit stage, if you are ready for the true light, I want you to declare it. Write these words in the comments. Dawn has broken. 3 simple words. Dawn has broken. Let the enemy know that his shortcuts have lost their power. Let the Father see that you are looking at the horizon. Write it now. Dawn has broken. And as you write it, feel the strength of the imperishable crown beginning to settle over your life. You are no longer playing in the mud. You are stepping into the sea. The midnight is behind you. The dawn has broken. The compromise is over. Your hands are clean. Your heart is set. And because you refuse the perishable wreath, the Father is now authorized to give you the imperishable. He is bringing out the gold. He is preparing the crown of beauty. And in the next act of this message, I am going to show you how to protect what you have received. I will show you the warning from heaven about the thief who tries to steal your crown right at the moment of your coronation. Stay focused. The morning has begun. and your position is secure. There is a warning written in the stars. There is a command sent from the throne room, specifically for this moment in your life. It is found in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 11. Hold fast what you have, so that no one may seize your crown. Hold fast. It is a military term. It means to grip something with all your strength. It means to defend a position against an oncoming attack, with absolute refusal to surrender. But why would the king command you to hold fast if there was no threat? Why would he warn you about someone seizing your crown if it was impossible to lose? He warns you because the moment of transition is also the moment of greatest vulnerability. When you are in the middle of the trial, you are on high alert. Your armor is on. Your shield is up. You are expecting a fight. But when the test ends, when the midnight clock strikes 3:33 a.m., you begin to relax. You let your guard down. You think the battle is over. And that is exactly when the thief arrives. The thief does not attack when you are empty. He does not try to rob a house that has nothing valuable inside. He waits. He watches. He tracks you through the fire. And he waits for the exact moment when the gold is refined, when the crown is ready, and when your hands are tired from the weight. He wants to seize the crown before you can place it on your head. Let's look at the thief at the threshold. If you have felt a sudden, intense spiritual attack in the last 48 hours, if you have felt a sudden wave of discouragement, a sudden feeling of worthlessness, a sudden conflict in a key relationship, I need you to understand what is happening. It is not proof that you are failing. It is proof that you are finishing. The thief does not break into an empty vault. He only breaks in when he knows the treasure has arrived. The intensity of the pressure you are feeling right now, at the very end of your week, is the spiritual confirmation that your crown is fully prepared. The enemy can smell the gold. He can see the angels carrying the registry of your promotion. He knows he has lost the battle of the fire. You did not deny God. You did not walk away. So his last remaining strategy is to steal the reward. At the very door of the throne room, he wants you to lose your peace. He wants you to say something foolish. He wants you to react in anger. He wants you to throw away your confidence. Just as the door is opening, hold fast. Do not let him have your peace. Do not let him provoke you into a reaction that disqualifies you at the finish line. The battle is not yours. The crown is in the great divorce. C.S. Lewis describes the spiritual realm not as something ghostly or transparent, but as something incredibly solid. He describes the souls who travel from the grey town to the outskirts of heaven. When they arrive, they find that the grass of heaven is so solid, so hard, that it hurts the soles of their feet to walk on it. The leaves are like diamonds. The rain is like falling jewelry. Lewis was teaching a profound truth. The spiritual reality is more real, more solid than the physical world. Your crown, the authority, the glory, the calling that God has for you is not a metaphor. It is not a poetic concept to make you feel better. It is a solid, eternal weight. And because it is solid, it has gravity. It changes the atmosphere of every room you walk into. People feel it. The enemy feels it. The principalities in your city feel it. They are responding to the weight of the crown that is currently being prepared for you. And because it is so heavy, you must be strong enough to carry it. The hallway of testing was the weight training for this solidity. You are no longer a transparent, easily shaken ghost. The fire has made you solid. You have become real. You are ready for the solid grass of heaven. The enemy wants you to believe that your crown can be stolen by people. He wants you to believe that a person's jealousy, a boss's decision, or a family member's betrayal can block your destiny. but they cannot. No human hand can reach into the heavenly vault and take what God has registered in your name. The only way you can lose the crown is if you throw it away yourself. The only way the thief can seize it is if you hand it to him in a moment of anger, a moment of compromise, or a moment of doubt. He has to convince you to drop it, but you are not going to drop it. You are going to hold fast. You are going to look at the thief at the threshold and say, "No, this belongs to the King, and it stays in my hands." Chosen one, if you are ready to hold fast, if you refuse to drop your shield of faith, if you are protecting the treasure of your endurance, I want you to make your declaration. Write these words in the comments. I will not throw away my confidence. 7 words. I will not throw away my confidence. Let the digital realm record your defense. Let the thief hear the sound of your shield locking into place. Write it now. I will not throw away my confidence. And as you type it, feel the strength returning to your hand. Feel the resolve tightening in your spirit. You have come too far to give up now. You have survived too much to surrender at the door. I will not throw away my confidence. The thief is retreating. His lies are losing their volume. Your peace is returning. And because you held fast, the doorway is now clear. The coronation is ready to begin. The Father is standing at the altar with the crown in his hands. And in the next act of this message, I am going to take you inside the throne room. I'm going to show you the beauty of the crown of Isaiah and the unfading glory of Peter. And I will show you the exact moment the crown touches your head. Do not look away. The King is calling your name, and the court is in session. Step inside. The door is open. The hallway of the trial is behind you. The thief at the threshold is gone, and you are standing in the quiet, majestic presence of the Father. The air here is thick with peace. It is a peace so deep that the memory of your anxiety begins to dissolve like mist in the sun. You look down at your hands. They are still marked by the work of the wilderness. You look at your feet. They still carry the dust of the road. You look at your heart and you see the scars left by the fire. You feel a brief moment of hesitation. You wonder if you are clean enough, if you are whole enough to be here. But the Father does not look at your dust. He does not count your scars. He looks at you with the pride of a father who has watched his child finish the hardest race of their life, and in his hands he holds the exchange. It is found in the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 3. He promised to give them a crown of beauty. Instead of ashes, the oil of joy. Instead of mourning, beauty for ashes. The ashes represented your losses. The ashes of the relationships that died. The ashes of the opportunities that slipped away. The ashes of the dreams you had to bury in the dark of the night. You thought those ashes were the end of your story. You thought they were the proof of your failure. But in the hands of the Creator, ashes are not waste. Ashes are the raw material for beauty. He takes the burnt remains of your yesterday and he presses them under the weight of his glory until they become a diamond. He takes the mourning of your wilderness and he turns it into the oil of joy that will run down your face. He is reversing it. Every loss is being converted into glory. Every tear is being transformed into a jewel. Let's look at the exchange. How does God give you beauty for ashes? He does it by changing the meaning of your pain. Before this moment, your scars were a reminder of what you lost. They were a reminder of the betrayal, the isolation, the silence. But when the crown of beauty is placed on your head, the meaning of the scars changes. The scars are no longer marks of defeat. They become the settings for the jewels. The depth of the wound determines the size of the gem. The wilderness was not a waste of time. It was the excavation process. God had to dig a deep well in your soul so that He could fill it with a deep flow of His Spirit. The larger the cavity, the more water it can hold. The harder the trial, the greater the capacity for glory. Do not look back at your past with regret. Do not wish that you had a different, easier path. The easy path would have left you shallow. The easy path would have left you with a weak neck and no capacity for the crown. The fire was necessary, and the beauty is the result. In The Weight of Glory, C.S. Lewis talks about the deepest desire of the human heart. He talks about how we all long for something we cannot quite name, a desire to be welcomed, to be acknowledged, to be received into the heart of reality. He wrote, "A man's share in the world may be very small, but his name is written in heaven to please God, to be real in the sight of God, to be acknowledged by Him. That is the true weight of glory. If we please Him, we shall be filled with a joy that no human words can describe. To please God, to be real in His sight, to hear Him say, 'Well done.' This is the true crown. The crown of beauty is not about human recognition. It is not about having your name in lights or your face on a billboard. It is about the quiet, solid approval of the Creator. It is knowing that the one who created the galaxies looks at you and says, 'I am pleased with you. You stood the test. You kept the faith. You loved me in the dark. And now I am acknowledging you before the host of heaven.' That approval is the crown. It is an anchor for your soul that makes you immune to the criticism of the world. Once you have heard the Father say, 'Well done,' the opinions of men lose their power to hurt you. You are secure. You are crowned. The healing of your soul is happening right now. As the Father prepares to place the crown on your head, the oil of joy is being poured over your spirit. It is running down your face, washing away the tension of the weight, soothing the ache of the isolation. You can feel the tight muscles in your shoulders beginning to relax. You can feel the heavy weight of the past months leaving your chest. The pressure is gone. The weight is finished. He is reversing every negative word that was spoken over your destiny. He is turning the curses into blessings. He is turning the rejection into selection. If you can feel this divine reversal taking place in your spirit, I need you to declare it. Write these words in the comments. He is reversing it. 4 simple words. He is reversing it. Let the atmosphere of your room register the shift. Let the angels see your agreement. Write it now. He is reversing it. And as you type it, let the joy of the coronation enter your heart. The ashes are gone. The beauty is here. He is reversing it. The Father is lifting the crown. It is made of pure, refined gold, the gold that was forged in the fire of your trial. It is decorated with the jewels of your endurance. It is light, yet it has an eternal weight. The court of heaven is silent. All eyes are on you. And in the final act of this message, I will show you the exact moment the crown touches your head. I will show you the new authority you are carrying as you step back into the world, and I will give you the final charge from the King. Take a deep breath. The moment has arrived. The crown is descending. The crown is on your head. The weight of it is both heavy and light. It is heavy with authority, but light with grace. As you stand in the throne room, you realize that the wilderness is truly over. The test that lasted for months, the test that made you cry out at 3:33 a.m. has ended. The evaluation is complete. The verdict of heaven has been spoken, and you have been found faithful. Now, the Father looks at you, and He gives you your commission. He does not tell you to stay in the throne room. He tells you to go back. He tells you to step back into the world, but not as the person who left it. You are going back with a new identity. You are going back with a new position. You are going back carrying a gravity that the enemy cannot ignore. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 4 says, "And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the unfading crown of glory." The unfading crown of glory. It does not fade. It does not lose its luster. It is not like the seasonal flowers of human popularity that bloom today and wither tomorrow. It is eternal. It is anchored in the reality of heaven. And as you step back into your daily life, as you return to your relationships, your work, your community, you must carry this crown with dignity. You must walk in the authority that was forged in the furnace. You must speak with the confidence of someone who has been tried by fire and approved by the King. Your commission has begun. Let's talk about the new authority. What does it mean to walk in the commission? It means that you no longer seek permission from the world to be who God called you to be. You do not need their validation. You do not need their approval. You do not need them to understand your calling. The chief shepherd has placed the crown on your head. That is all the permission you will ever need. When you walk into a room, you carry the peace of the throne room with you. When you speak, your voice carries the weight of the silence you endured. Because you waited on God in the quiet, He will now speak for you in the loud. Because you honored Him when you were hidden, He will now honor you when you are visible. The doors that were slammed and double-bolted in the past will now swing open of their own accord. Not because you forced them, but because the crown you are wearing is the key. The gravity of your anointing will pull the opportunities toward you. You do not have to chase them. They will chase you. Goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. Your positioning is complete. In A Grief Observed, C.S. Lewis wrote about how the silence of God is eventually broken. He realized that the silence was not the silence of a God who does not care. It was the silence of a God who is preparing something too large for words. And when the silence ends, it ends with a joy that is overwhelming. He wrote, "Then, at last, you will find that the door is open, not with a crash of thunder, but with a quiet, joyful laugh. And you will realize that the silence was the preparation for the laugh, the quiet, joyful laugh of God. That laugh is the sound of your breakthrough. It is the sound of the enemy's plans being shattered. It is the sound of the Father looking at the trap that was set for you and saying, 'Is that the best you can do? My child survived. My child kept the faith. My child is crowned. The silence has ended. The door has swung open. And the joy that is breaking into your life today is the laugh of heaven over your victory.' Do not look back at the pasilo of testing with fear. Look at it with thanksgiving, because without the pasio, you would never have reached the throne. Without the double-bolted door, you would never have appreciated the open one. The preparation is complete. The joy has arrived. Chosen one, the crown is yours. The commission is active. The test is over. And the chief shepherd is looking at you right now with absolute love. He is asking you to receive the reward of your endurance. He is asking you to step into the fullness of your destiny. I want you to make the final declaration of this message. Do not hold back. Write these words in the comments. I receive it. 3 final, powerful words. I receive it. Let the digital realm record your acceptance. Let the angels seal your destiny. Write it now. I receive it. And as you write it, let the peace of the coronation settle over your spirit. Let the joy of the chief shepherd wash away every remaining tear. You are no longer in the fire. You are in the glory. I receive it. Let me pray a final blessing over you. Father, I pray for the chosen one who is reading this right now. I pray for the one who has survived the midnight trial, the one who has stared at the ceiling at 3:33 a.m., wondering if the morning would ever come. I thank you that the test is over. I thank you that the ashes have been exchanged for beauty. I pray that you would seal the crown of glory upon their head. Give them the strength to carry it. Give them the wisdom to protect it. Give them the courage to walk in their new authority. Silence every voice of the enemy. Expose every thief at the threshold. And let the oil of joy run down their life, bringing healing, bringing peace, and bringing restoration. Commission them today for your glory. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.